Last night I dreamed.
Okay, I've got an action-packed and violent and weird installment of this vlog series for you today. I was standing in line at the bank, and after waiting there for a few minutes, a woman walked in with a large man directly behind her. The woman, I'd say she was maybe, I'm guessing she was like late 50s, early 60s. I didn't recognize her. She wasn't based on anybody that I knew in real life. And both she and the large gentleman behind her, well, he wasn't much of a gentleman, he was a bank robber, but anyways, both of them were bundled up because it was cold outside. It wasn't snowing, but it was cold outside. It was definitely a winter afternoon. Anyways, I already told you they were bank robbers, so as soon as she walked in, she pulls out a revolver. She tells all of us customers to freeze, put our hands in the air, this is a robbery, don't do anything stupid. And then she walks up to the counter where the tellers are at, demands the money, and while she's collecting the money from the tellers, the big guy, whom I assumed was her son, like her big dopey sidekick son, he decided that he was going to kind of saunter around the bank floor and intimidate some of the customers who had their hands in the air. He was bumping shoulders with a few guys and insulting a few others. And, you know, we were just taking it. We just wanted this to be over with as soon as possible. Well, once his mom had finished collecting all of the money from the teller, she yelled back at him. She called him Junior. That's why I assumed, yeah, that's it. That's why I assumed this guy was her son. She said, "Junior, get all their wallets." She was from the South. And so he proceeded to do so. He's reaching in all of our pockets and removing our wallets and putting them into this little plastic grocery bag that he had in his left hand. And he reached into one dude's coat, and this dude was wearing it was like an off-white colored coat that went down to his knees, and he also had on a red scarf. He was not having any of it. The moment Junior pulled his wallet out of his coat pocket, I don't know what was in this dude's wallet. I mean, I don't know if it was just a matter of pride or if this guy, maybe he was a criminal himself and there was something of vital importance in this wallet. I don't know, but he just absolutely refused to give up that wallet even though he was at gunpoint. The second Junior removed his wallet from his coat, this guy grabbed Junior's wrist and then just punched him in the face and just started wailing on Junior. I mean, just kicking the living crap out of him. Finally, his mom kind of saved him, got between the two of them, jammed her revolver up against the bank customer's chin, said, get back, and grabbed Junior by the arm, and they ran off. The thing is, before they left the bank, irate customer that beat the living crap out of Junior did get his wallet back, but he had to reach into Junior's bag to do it, and in doing so, this guy removed like 3 other wallets. And it's funny, again, I think this guy was a criminal himself because he didn't stick around to answer questions for the police after all of this happened. Junior and the mom got away. Police weren't able to apprehend them. I was questioned for a short while after it happened. And after Junior and the mom ran out, so did this guy with his wallet and like 2 or 3 other ones. So anyways, after I was done talking to the police, I decided to walk to a nearby liquor store. And I remember I walked in and I went to the back of the store where the juices and teas were beside all of the beer, and then the liquor was in the far right corner. I walked back and forth along this wall. It's like I couldn't decide what I wanted to buy. And then at one point I looked into my right hand and I was holding my socks. And I realized I was barefoot. And I just was holding my socks for some reason. And I must have taken them off in the store because it was beginning to snow outside. And there's no way I would have walked on the cold, wet sidewalk just barefoot into the liquor store. I don't even know why. It's no shoes, just my socks in my hands. Anyway, the guy who owned the place recognized another customer who'd walked in shortly after I did, a younger guy, dark hair, he was wearing a striped shirt. and the liquor store owner was a little upset because they'd known each other for a while, the clerk and this guy, and he walked up to the guy and said, "Hey man, how come you don't say hello to me anymore? What's the matter? You don't speak English these days?" And the guy that he was talking to turned around and said, "Oh no man, it's not that. It's just I've had a lot going on in my life lately, and I just, I wasn't really feeling like getting anybody caught up to speed on it." And they continued talking, and then I was kind of eavesdropping on their conversation here because I couldn't decide what I wanted to buy, but I knew I had to get something in a second here, or else this was going to look suspicious. Why am I just barefoot in the store holding my socks and not buying anything and staring in the cooler? So I was thinking about getting an orange juice. And just then, Junior and his mom walk in the store, and they're arguing still about what happened earlier. I was surprised they were still in the area. I mean, everybody got a good look at them. They spoke to the police. It was they weren't the brightest criminals, but they walked in. They were arguing about what had happened earlier, and Junior's mom said something interesting. She said, "I wish to hell you hadn't have bungled what you were trying to do earlier, because when that jerk pulled those wallets out of the bag, he picked up yours, and that means he's got our ID. He can finger us if he wants." And Junior, by this time, had a bunch of bandages on his face. I mean, this dude had really done a number on him. And so I'm eavesdropping on two conversations, and I'm kind of obscuring my face. I don't want Junior and and his mom to recognize me from earlier. I'm listening to what all of them are saying. Store owner, dude that he recognized, Junior and his mom. Then the customer that beat the living crap out of Junior walked in, and I think he was just going to buy a pack of cigarettes. He walked right up to the counter, but since the clerk wasn't behind the counter, he was having the conversation with the guy back by the coolers. He looked like he was in a hurry, like he just wasn't going to wait for the clerk to get back behind the counter and give him what he needed. So he walked in, he saw nobody was there, he made like a noise like pfft, and then he walked out. Well, just as he's walking out, Junior's mom recognized him. Said, "There he is. Go get your wallet, you idiot." And so Junior, all bandaged up and still pretty beaten up from what had happened earlier this afternoon, he runs outside, and I see this, and I run to the display window of the store. I want to see what's about to happen. Well, by the time Junior had walked out of the store, customer who had beaten the crap out of him in the bank earlier was already in his SUV. He'd started it up, and just then, the light snow that had been coming down really intensified. I mean, just all of a sudden, just a whitewash. And Junior, he decided his approach, instead of just running up to the SUV and opening the door and just trying to punch this dude in the face, he was going to act like he needed help. He was going to flag him down. So he stepped off the curb into the parking lot and started making these hand gestures like he was going to flag this dude down. But because of the snow, the guy didn't see him, and this guy took off in a hurry, and he just flattened Junior. I mean, he had to have killed him. I mean, even with the snow coming down as hard as it was, it was a big impact, and I saw a lot of blood fly all over the place, so I know Junior was done for, and that is the exact moment when my alarm clock went off. So it was getting pretty, the plot was really thickening, and I wanted to know what was going to happen, all of these weird characters, but that's all I've got for you.